Just 1 second. Okay, here we go. We are now live, and let's get this show on the way. So again, my name is Pavle. I lead the support team for services of Das Wallet, NetLeaders, and Alliance Pay. We are based in Belgrade. We have another office in Kuala Lumpur. Those guys cover the Asian languages, while we in Belgrade cover European languages, of course. Okay, so again, today's topic is about Das Wallet. It's about the Exchange tab. We'll go through some basic things. Again, always a good idea to, revisit the basic stuff. And I'm just gonna explain to you how to read the data and all those charts and all this information you see on your Das Wallet Exchange tab. Before we get the show underway, just a reminder, everybody's muted on the call. However, please feel free to use the chat option right below this on your lower part of the screen. The reason for this is that we want to make this video short and sweet. Now, people who know me know that I can talk for hours, literally, without stopping, and actually do say something in those hours. However, that doesn't really, work well for everybody, considering the fact that these videos are going then, going on our YouTube channel, they go to the Facebook page. So people want the information now and fast. And in that sense, I'm just gonna make sure to, give you the as precise and as concise info as possible, without sacrificing everybody's time, of course. Okay, so before we take off, again, one more info. Please subscribe to the NetLeaders channel on YouTube. We post very cool videos there if you haven't. Please join the official Telegram group of DasCoin. A lot of people there. We're close to the 4,000 members mark now. A lot of cool opinions. We try to, answer the questions to our power and as much as we can. There's Zoran from Round Globe there. There's Blair from Alliance Pay. There's me. So by all means, please tag us in the group, ask a question, and we'll make sure to answer as soon as possible. Plus, there are some very nice discussions. There's a lot of opinion sharing. The group is specific in terms of there's a very civilized conversations going on, which is not something you see on the internet every day. And for that, I applaud those people, and I absolutely encourage everybody to join that group. And of course, we will post updates and the information regarding this training seminar on a weekly basis, and so on and so forth. Okay, before we take off, of course, we assume that we got the validator set in place, that we are, that we set the validator, we set the seed words, the validator is working, you log it into your Das Wallet, of course, and your validator is connected. So when the validator is connected, I hope the camera will see, okay, this is the screen. This is the starting screen of the validator, and we take off from this point. I'm gonna share my screen now with you, and anytime I will try to do something I didn't try before, and that's sharing the screen with you guys when you need to see things on my screen, and then unshare the screen when I need you to see me so I can show you what happens on the validator. This is my first time, so, I appreciate the patience and all that. Okay, perfect. Let's share the screen right now. I hope everybody can see this. You should see my, okay, not this, but this one. Here we go. Sorry, just 1 second, please. Okay, if somebody has their camera on, can you please just give me a thumbs up if you see when I'm changing the screen? So if I do this, do you see my Das Wallet screen? Can you please just give me a thumbs up if you saw the Das Wallet screen? Anyone? Okay, let's try it again. So if I do this, do you see my Das Wallet screen or do you see me? Can you please just give me a thumbs up like this if you see the Das Wallet? Okay, thank you, Alvin. Appreciate that. Here we go. Perfect. So we logged into our DAS wallet. As you can see, this is the dashboard page of the screen. So I see my currently available DAS coins. I see my cash, cycles for fees, Alliance Pay balance, all that stuff. So we navigate to the exchange page and the whole universe opens up, right? So let's just go from the basics. As you can see, if you scroll down on the lower right corner are buy DAS coin and sell DAS coin options. Let's start with the buy DAS coin option. Buy DAS coin shows me my current balance. This is available active balance. As you can see, this is not the biggest balance in the world because I only have 34 euro cents, but it will work for the matter of this display. And this one is in cash while the reserve is at 0. So we use the cash option. I'm sorry. Okay, so what I can do from here is that, let's take a step back. So all the trades on the internal exchange on DAS wallet are based on the laws of supply and demand. Okay, so you don't have a fixed price. For example, you know, if you go to a supermarket and you want to buy something, you just get the tag with the price and that's it. So practically every cryptocurrency exchange works in that manner. So it heavily relies on the laws of supply and demand. So if I want to buy something, I need to check a supply for it, you know. So if I want to buy DAS coin, again, I can place my own price as my perception, if you know what I mean. Since the beginning of time, so since the dawn of civilization, when humans started trading as such, so the basic trade was you know, trading in goods, then we invented, you know, the primitive and the starting forms of money. Kind of the law that kind of stuck because it's logical is, you know, buy low, sell high. However, this is just one of the tactics. I mean, this is the basic tactics. How will you guys do it in practice is, of course, your own preference. I just need to point out here that we as a support team are not, let's say that we are not allowed to give you a specific detail in terms of the, to give you an advice at which price to buy, at which price to sell, because that wouldn't make sense. That would mean that we're influencing our users, which is again against everything we believe in. In that way, we don't do that, and we ain't gonna do that right now. We're just gonna show how things work. Okay, so the sell orders are displayed here. So if I wanna buy, I'm checking out the sell orders. The sell orders tab here, actually this little window here shows me the tendencies or the supply that everybody is giving out. What that means? This means that at this sell order, at these prices, these are all the people who have submitted their sell orders at this moment specifically. So once the sell order matches with the buy order, which is down here, the trade will happen. First question, the thing that kind of confuses a lot of people is, okay, so I have a sell order here at 0.04, and I have a buy order here at 0.04 as well. So why nothing's happening? Here's the trick. We divided these at 2 decimals, as you can see. So that's 0.04, 0.05, 0.06, and so on and so forth. However, if you click on that, it will give you a more detailed price in 6 decimals, right? So for example, we can see here that somebody, or maybe a group of people, this is very important, guys. Somebody wants to sell 500 DAS coins. This doesn't mean this is only one person. It can be like 5 people per 100. It only gives you the total of all the people who offered to sell their DAS coin at this specific price, so in these 6 decimals. This is very important to understand. So if you can see that the lowest selling value is 0.046200 whatever. If we compare it here at buy orders, we see that these two do not match, okay? So there is no, you see, okay, for example, this one has says 0.045300. At this price, no match this buy offer, therefore there is no trade to be executed. The very second these two match, so somebody shows up and let's say somebody wants to buy at this price. So if here somebody shows up and offers this price specifically, the trade will of course happen. That is the trick. So it's all about how the information is being displayed. So for the sake of it being, easy to read, we place them all. I'm going to narrow it down now. We placed it all at 2 decimals, but if you want to expand to a more detailed view, here you got it. You see how many variables are here. However, this doesn't mean you need to match, you can match these prices. For example, again, I'm buying DasCoin. You can match these offered prices right here. However, this doesn't mean you're obliged to, okay? So this is very important. You, as a trader on the internal exchange, and of course all the external exchanges, are absolutely in a position to, give your own offers, so give your own prices. So for example, I can buy DasCoin at the price of 5 euros. Actually that's, okay. I can give it whichever price I want to, or even a better example. Let's say I'm selling 5 DasCoin, and I'm selling them for the price of 15. So this is my offer. Okay. So if I want to calculate, I should be receiving, if this happens, 75 euros. Web euros, actually, if this transaction happens. Again, if we remember what we just said a couple of minutes ago, in order for this transaction to happen, somebody would need to want to buy DasCoin at the price of of 15 web euros. Again, what does this tell us? When you see this, when people talk about the price of the coin itself, this price is actually generated per 24-hour info on the trades. So let's say somebody, let's say we all tomorrow decide that DasCoin should be traded at 5 euros, and all these things just happen out, happen out of the blue. I mean, the economics as such does not work that way, but let's say we do. All of a sudden, the price of DasCoin will be indeed 5 web euros because everybody traded at that price. So these are the basics of how a market, when we talk about supply and demand, how market works in the, this specific scenario or this specific environment, if you will. What's the point of it? The point is that you are the person who can, demand, or supply at the price you see, as the price that works for you. This is why people can do things like, we can just set our order in a queue, and that queue will just wait for us until it's matched. This is exactly what happens at these two. So all these folks you see here basically set their own selling orders, so their own offer for a specific price. And these folks, of course, want to buy DasCoin again at their specific price, at their projected value, okay? So it takes, the perception of the currency itself plays a major role there. And that is some of the most frequent discussions back on the mentioned Telegram group does indeed talk about that thing. So how do we create a perception of the value of the currency? How do we do it? We create products and we create environment. We create the whole, ecosystem where all that stuff happens. Hence DAS33, hence Alliance Pay, and then DAS Pay, and all that cool stuff that's going on that will happen. Later this year. And some of that stuff will happen in September, of course, as you know, as well. This is exactly what will influence the value of the coin as such. Okay. Again, this information tells you, the highest and the lowest on the 24-hour mark. So the latest 24-hour info. This is the total volume in DasCoin and the total volume in web euros. The total volume means literally the total volume in, so all the buy orders, all the sell orders, all together. Okay, so let's say I just want to do something like this. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, so my minimum price, that ain't going to happen, but my minimum price should be at €1. Unfortunately, I'm kind of 26 euro cents short. But here's the point. Once I place this order, so I say, let's say I want to sell some DasCoin, but it would be more preferable to buy them because now the price, the very moment for buying actually cryptocurrency is right now. But on the selling example, if you say you want to sell 10 DasCoin, right, at the price of, let's say, 3 euros, if we do a calculation, the minimum to receive should be 30 euros. Now, guys, check this out. It says minimum to receive. That means, again, the laws of supply and demand. If there is enough DasCoin to be, for people, if there is enough people who want to buy DasCoin at the price of 3 web euros, I will sell all 10 of them. Imagine you are, let's give it a life example. Let's say you're selling apples at the market, literally. And let's say you got 10 apples. And let's say your apples are that good that one apple, you say that one apple is worth 2 euros. So there's a very, very cool apples, right? And there are a couple of people around your stand, right? And again, we said you have 10 apples. Let's say that 6 people are ready to buy your apples at the price of 2 euros per apple. This means you will potentially sell 6 apples, but you're stuck with 4. Then 2 more people come along and say, okay, dude, this is just too much. I don't think that your apples are too good for 2 euros, but I'm willing to give you 1.4 euros for an apple, one guy says. And you're like, okay, this is cool, this is fine, I'm just gonna sell it at that price. And then you sell it. However, now in total, you sold 7 apples, but not for 7 euros. Actually, sorry, you sold 7 apples, but not for 14 euros, but for 13 euros and 60 cents, right? Because you're shorter on that one order. 3 more apples are with you. Let's say 3 more people come in. Those 3 people want to give you 1 euro per apple. You sold all 3 of them and you earn 3 euros for those 3 apples. So now the price of your product has changed during the course of the transaction history, if you will. In the course of that time, those trades happened. So this is how those things work. So if you have a batch of DasCoin you want to sell or buy, it will always try to sell your DasCoin at the highest price you set to be as a, to be as a desired price. I apologize. I hope this makes sense. So if you guys have some further questions on that, please post them on chat. But this is how it works. So the system is matching, again, the supply and demand, right? So the sell orders and the buy orders, creating those trades in real time in that sense. Okay. So now when we got that, so let's say I just wanted to do this. So, and I wanted to click on sell. Once I click on sell, it says plug in the validator and press the right button to confirm the transaction. And at that very moment, your validator will give you the options to sign your transaction, actually to confirm it with those 2 buttons that say yes or no. So once we do it, I'm just going to refresh the page. I apologize. So once we do it, now, because let me just see for the validator, it should appear at one point here in my orders. It still didn't appear here, but it will appear at this list. Here's the trick. How long will it stay there? It will stay there for 365 days. Okay, so every order you set is valid for 365 days unless you are the person who decides to, you know, kind of delete it or move it from your order list. Let's say you just, you know, set some cool price for selling or some cool price for buying it. It doesn't happen for a while, but you are tracking the progress of the currency through time, which is this part of the screen we were going to talk about in a minute. You see that these things might not work the way you want it to, or even better, let's say the currency goes way higher than your selling point. You might want to reconsider your selling strategy or buying strategy, trading strategy, if you will. And then you want to change that. So again, this should refresh and happen in a couple of moments. But meanwhile, it will have a little X mark here at this point. You just click there, again, sign it with validator. So confirm that you want to, you know, deny this order. You want to remove it. It goes away like it never existed. 365 days is the mark that was set by our system. So, you know, it's plenty of time for some people, you know, long distance running. So thinking way ahead in the future works best. So let's say that somebody wants to, you know, that somebody decided to sell a batch of their coins at a specific price. There are a lot of believers out there, and I am personally a believer, and that's what's driving all this system altogether. So let's say that somebody, you know, just believes that DasCoin will be 20 euros worth a piece and doesn't want to quit that. So you have 1 year for that order that was set to actually be completed. So I hope this helps. This is basically how things work. And then again, you can match the orders you see if you want to do a quick buy, for example, or a quick sell, or you can create your own specific price at the specific rates in terms of how many coins do you want to buy or sell at which price, of course. Now, this part of the screen, oh, by the way, yeah, you got your trade history. Sorry, you got your trade history here, and you got your old trades here. These old trades are covering the last, I believe, 24 hours. There were a lot of questions. Will we change that? Personally, as far as I know, but maybe guys from our Globe are better to ask, but as far as we know, it is not on the roadmap currently, or it will definitely happen at one point. We just want to see how things work with the 24-hour scheme. There were no complaints meanwhile, so I believe this is something that's worth keeping in this state for now. Again, for the reasons of transparency, you know, I mean, imagine that one day when all this stuff goes live, like DAS33 goes live, you know, DasPay goes live in full. Now imagine that gigantic sum and mass of trades happening at a 24-hour volume, and you got this one to scroll it, you know, I mean, like it's half of a day of only scrolling, you know what I mean? So this is why we currently believe that the 24-hour mark is practically the most viewable thing. It's interesting to know that we don't really know are these buying or selling orders, but when you think about it, it doesn't even matter, right? When you think about the logic behind the whole system, we don't know, was this a sell order or was this a buy order? Because we are in the internal system, in the internal exchange. What we can observe and learn from this statistics and this information are the tendencies and trends in value, okay? Very important thing. So I see here that, you know, 1,397 DAS coins were worth 65.41 euros, actually web euros, but euros in practice. So what I do know is that that was the worth of the currency at the moment of that specific trade. Here's the timestamp right now. I'm sorry, right here. And of course, that happened at a specific time, and that was the specific value. And then you can observe the trends. It could go up, it could go down, slightly up, slightly down, sometimes aggressively up or down. There are a lot of variables that that influence the price. Perception is one of the main ones, as we mentioned a little earlier, of course. Okay, and now these are practically the tendencies. This is the history of the trades. Okay, so you can, you know, place it as a candlestick, or you can place it as the order book. Order book view allows you to see, you know, the tendencies like sell orders, you know, the sell and buy orders, their volume and their price. Okay, so you can see, for example, these bigger pins here are for the value of with 2 decimals. I hope you guys can see this. It says 0.06. However, these smaller ones are showing you the trades in more than 2, actually in 6 decimals, right? You can turn selling one off. You can only leave buy values to be visible. You can, well, you can turn everything off, obviously, or you can choose to see only sell orders, and this is the amount right here. Okay, and when we go to a candlestick view, the candlestick view allows us to go through time in a way that we can, for example, see tendencies, you know, from the, it says here from the roughly 21st, probably 14th of May at this angle, at the left angle of the screen, up to the 13th, actually 20th August, because this is the, you know, these are 14-day intervals, okay? If you want to see a specific month, you can type it here, okay? So pretty much a straightforward thing. Let's say, you know, June, and it will see the slider here. It will give me the values from the June here until August 23rd. If I want to isolate a specific month, I can do it right now, right like this, okay? From, let's see, I want to see only July, right? So I use this slider and it only gives me a values in July with volume. Again, just let's do it. Yeah, okay, here we go. So for example, at this moment, it says Tuesday, July 10th, volume is 3,570,162. And up there, you can see the values and trends at this point on July the 10th. So the opening was at 8 cents, the highest trade was at 9 cents, the lowest at 7, and the close, let's say the middle, actually that close value is the value you guys see this in this blue circle on the upper right corner. And this is the way you basically see the tendencies. Again, you can of course say, you know, like, give me everything, okay? So, you know, give me, you know, the biggest time frame possible, which is from May 11th to August 23rd. And then you guys can see visually how the tendencies work. So you have that nice graph that shows you what is going on. The good thing is that DAS coin is a currency that is based on a community we're building. Now, what that means is that you're not alone. You know what I mean? So you're not alone in a way that you can practically, you can have people, you know, in the community who can actually help you out, you know, when it comes to things like perception or, you know, things like, you know, information you can have, or actually information you need to understand better what is happening with the, you know, the specific thing, like the value of the coin, etc. In any other way, on the external exchanges as such, you will probably be in a position that you need to do a lot of research on your own. What we believe in is both ways are great. So you can use, you know, the community, social media, everything that happens around DasCoin to fetch the information. You have a lot of great people who are leaders and advocates of DasCoin out there in the field who will help anybody, you know, get their way around the whole thing, and etc. Or you can use the cold hard facts and data that is provided to you on the exchange tab. Okay. Practically, this kind of sums it up for now. So before saying happy trading, does anybody wishes to know something else? Would you like me to repeat something? There's something maybe left, you know, not clear enough as such? Okay, Leonard says, could you explain what is the purpose of 25%, 50%, 100% on at the buy and sell DasCoin portion of Das Wallet? Excellent question, Leonard. Thank you for that. I kind of drop that one. What it gives you, let's say you have 100 euros available in cash for buying, right? Let's use the 100 euros because it's kind of a round number. If you click on 25%, it will automatically submit that you want to buy at a value of 25 euros. Okay, so it tells you that, I mean, actually you're telling the system that you want to, you know, kind of invest, quote unquote, 25% of your available web euro balance. 50%, again, self-explanatory, or 100% you want to buy for all the money you got in cash right there. So that's how it works. Of course, for selling, the same thing applies. Instead of, you know, just calculating on your calculator or, you know, typing down the numbers and that stuff, you just hit on, you know, let's say you have a certain balance on your hot wallet, you want to sell 25% of it or 50% of it or whatever. Those are just shortcuts for those values. I hope that one helped. Okay, if anybody has any other questions, we got a couple of minutes more left. By the way, meanwhile, of course, all these are recorded. I see that somebody asked the question. All these are recorded and they will be available on NetLeaders YouTube and NetLeaders Facebook page. Alvin asks to clarify for everyone on the intertransfer between exchanges. That's kind of what happens if I go out there to CoinFalcon or IDEX or all the good stuff that's coming up. That's kind of a completely different thing. This is something we're going to definitely do a video on. We're going to take one exchange and show the whole process, how it works. You know, how do your funds go from DAS wallet to the external exchange, and what do you do there? So that one's coming. On the topic of the webinars themselves, just one thing to point out. Next Thursday, we ain't gonna have a live presentation because I'm going for a vacation, and it's in September, but still very well deserved. We got a lot of stuff going on. So once I return, we're gonna go 100% full pace forward. The point is, we ain't gonna have a live presentation next Thursday, but what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to record, meanwhile, something for you guys to have in back office or on YouTube available, because I'm not gonna be here for live, and we're gonna see which topic that will be. There were some changes in Ledger Manager usage, so some people maybe noticed that the Ledger Manager is being replaced by a different app for Validator called Ledger Live. So it's very, very possible, and thumbs up for Artur Zablocki for flagging that one today. Thank you. And it's most probably I'm going to do a video on how to use Ledger Live meanwhile. Okay, again, yeah, we kind of broke the 20-minute mark to 30 or to 1 or 2 minutes. Again, thank you very much for being with me today. I'm going to see you very soon. So not next week, we're going to take a short break, but we're back in action somewhere around September 5th, actually September 6th. So again, thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you soon. Peace.